deal?
It's time to get real with Jahira. It's time to get real with Jahira.
YouTube, what's the deal?
What's the deal? One love.
YouTube, what's the deal? It's your girl Jahira, and I am back. Back with yet another YQA. I know it has been a while since we've done one of these, but Subtastics, your girl got a lot to do. But in this particular case, I need your immediate attention because we got to help one of my Subtastics out. And I really do mean we, because I need your advice. So, this one is coming to me courtesy of one of my newer Subtastics. Shouts to you. And I am going to call you Simone. Hi, Simone. Yeah, I love Simone. Shouts to the name Simone, damn it. But yeah, this is coming courtesy of her. And y'all know me. I'm going off camera for a second so that I can read what she wrote to me. And if I just look crazy, then, you know, that's pretty much what it's going to be. So, here we go. All right. Let's party. Hey, Jahira. Hi. I really need your opinion. I love your videos and always come to your channel when I feel down. Thank you for blessing me with laughter and smiles. Happy 100. Oh. Thank you. All right. So, here we go. Okay, so I really need your help. My boyfriend and I have been together for more than a year now. He is my first love, but he is a cheater. I was by his house one day and he told me to pick up his phone. I answered and some girl said, "Who's this?" I said, "Well, who's this?" And she hung up. Then I got his email and Facebook password. He has emails to girls about how good their sex was and how horny they make him. Some girl even sent pics of her breasts. On Facebook, I log in while he is on there and see his chats. He flirts, which is not a problem. I am away from him. We are now in 2 different countries and talk on webcam. Yesterday, this girl in his Facebook chat was like, "Oh, baby, I'll come by your house tonight." We were supposed to talk the same night, but he left in the middle of the chat. She was at his house. It's wrong how I get to know he cheats, so I'm afraid to confront him. Help. Whew. Okay, Simone. Simone, you have driven me to smoke. Girl, you know that was going to happen regardless. Oh. Simone. Simone, I don't want to discredit your problem. I certainly don't want to minimize your issue, but I get the sense that you're relatively young. Or younger than I am. Although there's plenty of people who are younger than I am. Because, you know, girl, you get to a certain age and then it just be like, yo, I am not with the bullshit. But okay. All right. Let me see what I can do. Where'd you go? Dang it. Oh, that sucks. Okay. I'm trying to find you again. There we are. So, y'all have been together. Basically, Subtastics, this is the situation. Not to just, ignore y'all. Simone and her man have been together for, over a year. At one point, they was living, within a reasonable proximity to each other. And now, one of them has moved. They're living in 2 different countries. And they're communicating via webcam. And basically, this dude that she's been with, her first love... They've been together more than a year. He's cheating. And she knows this because, you know, there was an incident regarding, you know, his phone that she picked up and some next chick answered. And now she slightly hacked his Facebook. And she's getting all this dirt, you know what I'm saying, with regard to what old boy's been up to. So she kind of went about it in a bit of a roundabout, semi-sneaky way, but the fact remains, he is cheating. And it's very clear to her that he's cheating. So what does she do now? Girl, you made me bust out the soda, the cigarettes, the whole 9 yards. You got some stuff going on, mama. Okay. Honestly, Simone, I'm going to say this. I'm not opposed to long distance relationships. I'm not one of those anti long distance relationship people. I do believe that they can work if, and it's a huge if, like big flashing neon sign on Santa Monica Boulevard, if the two people involved in the long distance relationship are willing to make a mature, thought out, and heartfelt commitment to staying faithful, and if there is a plan at some point in the future to reconnect or to connect in the first place if they've never actually, met face to face. And honestly, in this day and age, it's somewhat uncommon. It's difficult to find. I'm not gonna bullshit you. With that being said, you've got a man whom you know, and you know that you know that you know, is cheating. In my eyes, that's the end of that story. I'm sorry. It's just, that to me is where the story ends. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course I could wax poetic and get like very European and talk about, separating your body from your heart and open relationships and the whole nine yards. But let's just face facts here. You at this point, and apparently even at the point that y'all was in each other's face, was not, and I say this with love, enough for him. Now, the reality of the situation is you may have been too much for him because, you know what I'm saying? You're a grown-ass woman. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders. You articulate yourself very, very well. You're just in a bit of a bind because your heart is involved. And I get that. And I'm not being insensitive to that. Trust me, I've been there. Quick testimony. I was in a relationship with a man for 7 years of my life. All told, 7 years. The longest relationship I'd ever been in. We were engaged. The dress was bought. The whole thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that he was faithful to me for maybe, 9 months out of that relationship. And 3 of those months he was bedridden. So there we are. Like, I'm so not playing with you. And I knew it. I suspected it. I knew it. I felt it in my heart. It dropped down into my spirit. It took root, blossomed, flowered the whole night. It was there. There was no getting around the fact that he was cheating. But I chose to look the other way because I felt so low about myself that my whole thing was, if I don't have him, who am I? Because again, this is 7 years of my life that I'm saying, when the me becomes a we for such a long period of time, it's very difficult to figure out how to extricate yourself from that situation because the bond has grown so strong that you're linked, and then you have to remember who you are without him. Now I don't get the sense that it's that big of a conundrum for you. And in any event, it shouldn't be that big of a conundrum for you because it's been over a year as opposed to 7 years. With that being said, a lot can happen in over a year. You may be very, very, tied to this person. But the fact that you are in 2 separate countries should, in theory, be able to give you a little bit more latitude to free yourself from this situation. And believe me, Simone, I understand it's not that easy. When, the heart gets involved and when love takes place, it can be incredibly difficult. But my whole thing is always going to be, look, it's either me or it's you. And in any given situation, you know what I'm saying? It's always going to come down to, self-preservation takes first priority. It's always going to end up being me. Granted, the way that you went about, discovering some of the information that you've gotten, you know what I'm saying? No, it's not good, but chances are, if you could trust the bastard, you wouldn't have gone through it anyway. That's just what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? When trust is implicit, there's no need for somebody to start snooping and digging through. And generally, my whole thing is and this is just for my subtastics all the way around, if you go digging for dirt hard and long enough, sooner or fucking later, you're gonna find something. You know what I'm saying? If you walk into a situation with the mindset that I know he's up to something, eventually something's going to come across your desk that you're not going to like. That's just what it is. In any relationship, there's always a leap of faith involved. And sometimes you have to step out on that faith and trust that the person that you're with has your best interest at heart the same way that you do theirs. But in this particular situation, when y'all was living, you know what I'm saying, within a reasonable distance from each other, and you picked up the dude's phone, and it was already some bird, you know, clucking in your ear or whatever the case was. So it stands to, like, why would you not think that upon leaving the country, whether you did it or he did it, that wasn't going to continue? You know what I'm saying? I understand that you may love him, and that you believe that you love him, and I'm sure that you do love him. I'm not minimalizing what you're feeling right now. But no matter, you know what I'm saying, whether I take the interstate to get to, you know, Virginia, or the back roads to get to Virginia, eventually I'm going to end up in fucking Virginia if that's my destination. So with that being said, whether you know what I'm saying, had long, deep, meaningful, heartfelt, you know, conversations about fidelity, or you go through his Facebook, eventually you would have found out that he was being unfaithful. So the moral of the story is, now you know that he's cheating. Can you live with him cheating? Are you comfortable knowing that you are not the only woman in his life? And if you're not, what the hell are you doing there? I don't want to come off harsh, but I mean, that's really just what it is. Because, you know, I have to believe that somewhere in the world, there is somebody who was born to love me. Just me. Specifically me and nobody else. Not in the romantic sense. And I believe that there was somebody in this world born to love you. Just you. By yourself. That you would be all that they are looking for in one person. You know what I'm saying? And now is the point where I need you to believe that. Because to not believe that is basically saying, I am willing to make myself feel small so that you can feel big. I am willing to, you know what I'm saying, deny and withhold what I know I need and deserve from another person just for the sake of having a relationship. And nobody needs that aggravation. Not in 2011. My ass. That's some old, like, you know what I'm saying? My mother did that. No disrespect to my mother, but she did. 23 years with a man who did not, you know what I'm saying, and could not and would not offer her all that a man should offer a woman. You know, for better or worse, she was not enough for him, but she stuck it out because she grew up in the household that once you're married, that's it. End of story, till death do us part. And fuck how miserable you might be. This is what you committed to. This is what you vowed before God. And that's the end of the story. You're not in that position. And again, I just get the sense that you're still young. And part of the beauty of being young is that there are so many experiences waiting to happen for you. You're not stuck. You're not in a position that you can't get out of. You know what I'm saying? Recognize your own worth and let whoever was born to love you come forward. You know what I'm saying? Because if you live your life stuck in the rearview mirror of what's been going on for the past over a year, you're never going to be able to see what's ahead of you in the year to come. That's my whole thing. Subtastics, please let me know if you have anything to add, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, drop it below. And Simone, I'm praying for you. You know what I'm saying? Keep me posted on how this situation develops. Y'all, help my homegirl Simone out. She needs a little hand here. Let's get to work. Until next time, YouTube, one love. Fuck him.